Welcome to the 14th episode of GP Powered, the podcast for vegan athletes and entrepreneurs who want to change the world. Now, we started off as athletes and we're slowly moving into the entrepreneurship space just because both are inherently similar. I mean, athletes use physical, motion, whatever you want to call it, to leverage themselves relative to their opponent, while entrepreneurs use psychological positioning to position themselves relative to the marketplace to bring most value. And today's episode features Melanie Darnell, who's the founder of Fit Momma. Go check out her website, fitmomma.com, if you actually want to get some pretty cool tips and tricks, either for nutrition or fitness, to becoming a successful vegan parent. She has a lot of value to bring when it comes to that space, just because she is one of the first generation moms to actually go out there and raise a completely vegan family, and also a whole food family, which is a whole different ballgame when you come to think about it. Now, she's going to share a lot about the ins and outs of becoming a vegan parent, and especially what was not expected when she made the transition. So if you're ever considering to become a vegan parent, or if you've always been interested about that, this is the episode for you. You're going to get so much value out of this. Now, before we go on, I just want to invite you to go to my Instagram page, Chickpea Powered, no space between, and go click on the Instagram link, because there I'm going to be giving a giveaway. Once I launch my vegan apparel clothing line for vegan entrepreneurs, I'll be selecting everyone who opted in before the store opens, and just selecting a few of that little bucket and giving away some free merch. So it's 100% risk-free for you. It takes 2 seconds to opt in. So just click send to messenger down below, and you'll get the chance to win some free apparel merch. You'll see the pictures once you opt in. So without further ado, have an awesome interview. Get some value out of this. People know you're one of the first vegan families out there, or at least you're among the first generation out there to raise a completely vegan family. But I'd like to know something that no one knows about you.
Something that nobody knows about me.
Yeah, or the majority doesn't know.
Yeah, the majority of people doesn't know. One thing that I guess a lot of people find unusual is that I don't like chocolate. I've never liked chocolate growing up, and it's weird, but people are like, don't understand how I don't like chocolate, but I just
Like any type of chocolate?
buds for it. I don't know.
Like any type of chocolate, or like dark chocolate particularly? I'm a big fan of dark chocolate. I cannot stand like sweet chocolate. That's
Right.
personal preference, but it's absolutely like no chocolate at all, zero zilch.
Yeah, pretty much like no chocolate. Like brownies are the worst for me. Like anything like especially like chocolate baked goods or chocolate cupcakes. I don't know, I just don't like any of it. And I've
Oh, no
tried.
way.
I'll try it. I just like always go for the vanilla, I guess.
And do your children still eat chocolate, or they got that from you as well?
And no, my kids love chocolate. So
Okay.
yeah, they did not get that from me.
Okay. Just as a jump starter, because I know you get a lot of questions about vegan parenting probably, and just to get everybody on the same page, what do you think is something that was unexpected when you decided to raise a vegan family that no one was really talking about? Of course, they were talking about like supplementation. They were talking about raising them the right way with the right nutrition. But what is something that you absolutely did not expect?
Well, I think one thing that caught me off guard was the pushback from just complete strangers, even where as an adult, you make the decision to go vegan, and people are usually pretty supportive of like your personal decision. And then when you announce to the world that you're gonna stay vegan throughout your pregnancy, most people were like, oh, you're gonna crave meat and you need this and you need animal products to have a healthy pregnancy, which you do not. And then two, like raising kids as a vegan, there was a lot of pushback and saying you're going to deprive your child, and there's no way they can be healthy without cow's milk, and so
No
many
way.
of the misinformation out there. And people get very defensive, and that's not the case. And luckily, it's becoming like more and more science is showing that you don't need animal products to be healthy. And there is this new generation of vegan kids. And I like just to take a step back because we got a lot of, you're not giving your child a choice. How about if they don't want to be vegan? But at the
Mm.
same time, you're going to feed your kids what you're eating and what you think is best. So I was raised on the standard American diet, which is meat and dairy. And I was never given a choice to not eat that. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
And
I
like
was gonna say
then
exactly the
that
same
in
thing.
reverse, you're like, I'm parenting the same as you. Like, are you asking your 6-month-old, like, do you want to eat animals? Or are you just feeding them what you think is the ultimate diet for their health to raise a healthy, thriving child?
Uh-huh, absolutely. And how did you react? Let's say you were getting tons of feedback once you decided to make the decision. How did you react initially to that? What was your thought process?
For me, I always choose to one, like lead by example. And I understand that this veganism causes a lot of like self questioning for somebody else. So you say that you're vegan and there's a lot of defense on the other person's side because it's starting to make them question everything that they thought they knew or maybe their dietary decisions. And then I try and do it from a very PC standpoint, politically correct, in the
Mhm.
terms of let's look at the nutritional side of it. And then there's like a little bit less argument because you say, well, why do you think you need cow's milk? Oh, it's for the calcium, or the calories or the fat. And then I say, well, these are the vegan sources of where I am getting everything that my kid needs. And then you can go into the science of how milk is
Mhm.
actually pulling calcium from your bones because of the acidic reactions in your body to the animal proteins. And then people start to listen because you're not like attacking their ethical values. And that's the approach that I've taken. I know other people, jump right into the animal aspect of veganism, but I feel like I've been able to win over people like our pediatrician and my OB through using the nutritional science of, food.
Mhm. Yeah, I really love the way you're able to take that aspect of things and really making it initiated, making the questioning of should I go vegan initiated in the other person, not from you. Because, right, it's always about the other person starting that process for themselves. No one can start it for them.
Exactly. I mean, that's the most important thing. And then tying it back to leading by example, like once people see, like, oh, wow, your kids are healthy and they're happy and they're growing and they eat so well. Like, I can't believe, like, your son is eating kale and broccoli and drinking green smoothies. And then they were like, I kind of want to do this, or go more plant based. And especially when my kids have their friends over, their mom's always like, wow, my kids eat so much stuff here. I like don't believe it. Um,
Wow.
so then
That's
that like influences people.
yeah, that's super cool. And actually, to follow up on that, I have an interesting question. Like, because we usually tend to think that kids naturally crave sweets, naturally crave fats. Is it the same case for your kids, or were you able to raise them in a way that they just enjoy naturally whole foods?
Yeah, I think that I did the baby led weaning method. So they were introduced to real foods and no processed sugar, no salt, for the first year of their life. And it wasn't, I don't puree their food. So starting at 6 months, when they go on solids, they're exploring real food. And I know that that helps develop their taste buds. I mean, the science goes back all the way to when you're pregnant of how their taste buds start. So it's what you're eating, they're used to those. And then we talk a lot about nutrition, about the impact of our food choices, about food on our body. And my son, who's only 4 years old, he's so funny because we talk about how you can have sweets, but the sugar bugs and how it can hurt your tummy, and how we eat food that helps us grow, greens to grow, and eat the rainbow. And so he's very self-regulated. Like, I'll
That's super
even
cool.
offer him like a treat. Like, he went to the doctor's the other day and they gave him a dum dum and they were like, "Oh, you did so well. Do you want a second one?" And he's like, "No, only one," because it'll hurt my tummy. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's so
That's super crazy, like how the younger generation now is just taking over and just being more and more educated the younger they get. That's really cool.
right. And I think it's just about like talking about it and being
Hmm.
honest. I don't remember having any of those conversations with my parents, like explaining why we're eating certain foods. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Is there anything particularly you struggled with raising vegan kids?
So far, I haven't had too much of a struggle. My oldest is only 4, so I think later in life when peer pressure becomes more of a thing. Right now, it's pretty simple. I have a system down to managing social events, and when we bring them to birthday parties, and I pack similar vegan items, and we live in Southern California and there's a lot of vegan options. Like vegan pizza is a normal thing. And so a lot of actually birthday parties we attend, they have vegan options there too. Even at
Hmm.
school, like, explaining the teachers, and they're not at an age yet where they're like swapping food or sharing things. And so we're just hoping that when it gets to that time, our kids are educated enough to make an informed decision. And my son already is. He actually, the last birthday party he attended, he went up and asked the mom if there was cow's milk in the cake. And when she said yes, he went and told his sister Olive. He said, "We can't eat the cake. It has cow's milk in it."
No way.
She's not there yet. She started crying and saying she wanted
Oh,
cake. But then you were like, "Oh, but look, I brought some vegan cupcakes because I knew this was gonna
oh,
happen." Um,
okay. So that's
yeah.
a really great system. Seems like you're working. Um, Actually, I wanted to follow up on that. Have your kids, so they have never eaten any animal products? Because I know I've been talking to other vegan parents, and they say, well, at home we're 100% vegan, but when they go over to friends, like we want to give them the free choice. So your kids are absolutely understanding of that, and they actually ask for if there's animal products or not.
Yes. So right now we are 100% vegan, and when we're out and about, and so we give them, you know, kind of a little talk if we're going out somewhere, saying that there might be food, if it's a potluck situation. And so to ask mommy and daddy before you eat something or grab something off the table. I mean, I can't say they've never had anything not vegan, because there have been like unintentional mishaps. Somebody hands them some goldfish or something if I wasn't
Hmm.
around, or they don't know. Especially it becomes tricky when they eat similar things that are vegan, because now they veganize almost everything. So we've kind of like have explained to them that they have to ask for like vegan chicken fingers, like, because it's confusing. You're like, "Oh, I eat chicken fingers." And you're like, "Well, kind of." Finger.
Wow. And is there like something particularly, of course, there's like you can veganize essentially anything, vegan pizza, vegan cupcakes, vegan cake. Is there something that, because I know a lot of parents struggle like finding the healthy thing that is super delicious for the kids, and I guess a lot of it is prevention, like you didn't introduce sugar or salt early on. But is there something that really like that your kids adore particularly?
Well, smoothies are huge, and then we do the banana ice cream, and so they get
Uh-huh.
really excited about that. And my son, one of his favorites is a peanut butter stuffed dates, and that is so sweet. That's sweeter than a cookie. Uh, and then we have fun, and we make like the cherry ice cream with the frozen bananas and the dates and whatever other frozen fruit you want. So my kids are definitely not deprived, but it's a food that we feel comfortable and happy with them eating. And then even just fruit, like we picked up some sweet, I think they're called sugar plum tomatoes, and they're little cherry tomatoes. And my kids called them candy because they were that. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, you can have as many tomatoes as you want.
Yeah, I know. I saw also a trick like someone was freezing uh what was it called? Not blueberries. It's raisins. Oh no, raisins. Yeah, I was looking for raisins,
Oh,
but they were freezing raisins, and apparently that's like exactly like candy. I've never done it before, but that's
oh,
also that's
I'll
a
have
pretty
to
cool
try
trick.
that trick out. Thanks for
Super cool. Maybe I'd like to close end it and ask you, was there any particular resource that really helped you out when you first got started?
Yeah, so for me, it really is about building the vegan community for yourself. And if you're not in an area where there are a lot of vegans around, it's building that community online. And that's kind of what inspired a little bit of Fit Mama, was like trying to reach out to others that are in that vegan world. I love following Ellen Fisher. She just had her third baby, and they're a, raw to four, I think, vegan family living in
Huh.
Hawaii. There's I really like the cookbook Plant Powered Families, and it gives you this good feeling to know that you're not alone. And that's
Mhm.
some stuff that has really helped me. There's Mama Eats Plants, obviously Fit Mama for three. See? and
Yeah.
and I offer a vegan transformation program, but it's really focused on raising vegan kids and how to make sure they are hitting all their nutritional requirements and growing strong and healthy.
Super cool. Super cool. Well, Melanie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. What is the number one way people can get to know you more?
Instagram, that is my jam. You can find me over there at FitMama43, and I share our daily happenings, what we're eating as a vegan family, and then home workouts that you can do with your kids. And then you can always find me on YouTube as well, and I have a blog, but Instagram is my most active account, social media.
Super cool. Super cool. So everyone, if you made it this far, go DM right now, Melanie, on Instagram.
Thank
The link's
you.
gonna be in the bio. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Melanie.
All right, thank you for having me.
Hey, I just want to thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the episode. Like I said in the intro, go to my Instagram page, Chickpea Power, no spaces, and go click on the link in the bio. There you'll be able to opt in to get some free merch once my At-Raw clothing line goes live. 100% for free, takes 2 seconds. I'm not going to say anything more. Now, if you enjoyed this episode like I did, go DM Fit Mama on Instagram. Everything's going to be in the description of this episode. And go show her how much you've enjoyed it. It makes a world of a difference for myself, for her. Just keep spreading those amazing vibes. You're doing awesome. If you enjoyed this episode, go follow me or go download or go do whatever you want to do to support the podcast. It makes a world of a difference for myself. And I just love hearing from you guys and girls. So have an awesome day. See you on the next episode.